Hi, this is Jason Palmisano, founder and CEO of Trinity Fitness, coming to you with this question. How can I have value, or how can I live with value, with worth? So let's answer that. Luke chapter 15, Jesus shares this short parable of a woman who has 10 coins. She discovers that she lost one of them. Jesus goes on to say, wouldn't she turn on the light, sweep out the house, look high and low for it until she finds it? And when she finds it, wouldn't she call her friends and her neighbors and say, come on over, I've found my lost coin, let's celebrate. Jesus says in the same way, there is rejoicing in heaven with the angels in the presence of God over one sinner who repents. And so he's relating these value in coins to us as people. And the question on the table is, how can we have value? And I think it's important to note that there is a difference between value and worth. Value speaks to potential. It's as you look at an object, you think, there's a potential value there. If I sold it, I think I can get this much for it. There's a potential value there. Worth, on the other hand, is putting that potential or putting that value to work. It's actually applying, there's an application to what is valuable that makes it worthy. I'll give you an example. I don't even know if this is a good example, but I think of Tom Brady, quarterback of the New England Patriots, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. Well, if Tom's on the sideline and Coach Belichick says, hey, Tom, get in there. And Tom says, no, I'm going to stay right here. I think I'm just going to sit this one out. Does he have value? Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, his contract alone, his history and his stats and all that would say, yes, he has incredible value. But in that moment, there's no buying power. It's like there's no strength or teeth to the value that he has. There's no worth there because he won't get out there and put his potential to work. Go back to the lost coin. Let's say the coin was worth $20. That's the value. Does it still have that value when it's lost? Yes. But it has no buying power. You can't do anything with the value because it's lost, so it's not worth anything to you. You can't do anything with it. Tom Brady's incredibly valuable, but it's not worth anything to me if he won't get in the game and compete. And so the question again is, how can I have worth? How can you have value? Really, how can we have both? How can we have value? How can we have worth? One of my board members, a dear friend of mine, recently reminded me of a story that John Piper tells. It's a true story of a businessman, wise businessman, very successful, worked hard to the point where he was able to retire at an early age to Punta Gorda, Florida, where he and his wife bought a large boat, and they resolved to spend the last of their days, or however much time they had, spend time on their boat and collect seashells. Now, am I saying that, man, that's horrible, that's terrible, and I'm judging this man for buying a big boat and our big boat's bad? No, none of that. There's nothing wrong with having a big boat, nothing wrong with getting on a big boat, enjoying it, having your friends, family, whatever. Go collect some seashells. Matter of fact, when my friends come visit me from Colorado, that's all they do is walk on the seashore and collect shells. Shout out to you guys. It's a blast. I love doing those things too, and it's God's creation. Here's the deal. Don't take yourself out of circulation in life. So what's our focus? Are we living on purpose? Are we living on mission? Or have we retired from what really matters? It's okay to retire, but let's not retire from life. Wouldn't it be better for that older couple who obviously had some business savvy, entrepreneurship, and wisdom to say, let me gather some younger entrepreneurs and mentor them? Or married for so many years and have had to overcome obstacles and some strife to gather some young couples and some young families and to say, let me pour into them. In other words, the guy always has value and you always have value. Why? Because we're God's creation. We're created in his image and his likeness, and that alone says that you have infinite value. The question is, what are we doing with that value? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you taking bold steps and risks for God? That is, if you do, you're putting yourself in circulation and you have buying power and there's worth, because now you're exercising your faith, you're exercising your gifts and your potential, and you're putting yourself out there for a greater cause rather than retiring from everything else around you. Well, I hope you find that encouraging and challenging. That was Luke chapter 15 in that parable. Until next time, God bless you. Leave some comments and some questions in the comment section.